Ah, hello there. Oh, isn't that grand?
I thought I'd get a start on tomorrow. You go back to see Siobhan?
Yes, just for a few minutes, though. Joe came in. I thought they needed their privacy.
It may not have been a favor to her, you know.
Oh, well, I don't know that. Siobhan is as firm as ever that Joe leave Tiso behind if the marriage is to have another go.
I don't understand that girl. After everything that's happened, but the baby's gone. There's not that to hold them together.
Darling, she loves the man. Trust her.
Oh, I trust her, all right.
You know, I took a few minutes and stopped in to see Deanie. Now, that is unnerving.
Is she worse?
Oh, physically, she's much better, really, but emotionally, John. I mean, the girl seems to be as frightened as when this whole thing happened. More so, even. Oh, I need a... Oh, here, this is the mail. I meant to give it to you before.
Is Delia still talking about that gorilla of hers?
No, but that's about the only sense that she's making. I feel sorry for Roger. She won't even let him near her.
I gathered that when I was over there before. She keeps confusing him with Prince Albert or somebody. Oh, did I tell you? Adam Cohen's going to try some new therapy with her, having to do with hypnosis. Sounds crazy, but then so's Dee at this point.
Well, whatever it is, I hope to the Lord that it works. I mean, he's seen Delia through many straits, and she's always come through. I think we're convinced that at heart she's made of iron, but she's not. No one is.
For the love of...
What?
Does the name Barry Ryan mean anything to you?
No? Are we related?
Well, I'd hope that bunch of Ryans would keep their distance.
Well, who is he? What is that?
Barry Ryan is the son of Bill Ryan, which makes him the grandson of Mickey Flannery Ryan, and the less said about him, the better.
Well, I've never heard you talk about him.
I never do if I can help it, but I have told you about the Chicago branch of the Ryans, haven't I?
Oh, yes.
All right, well, you see, Mickey was well, he was my father's first cousin. He was a troublemaker from the word go. According to Da, he'd end up in the clink. Every payday, practically. He could pick a fight with a nun. Well, anyway, the last time he came up before a judge downtown, the judge gave him an ultimatum. He said, join the Navy or get out of town and never come back. Well, naturally, he chose to move. I mean, if he joined one of the services, he'd have to do an honest day's work. He ended up in Chicago, married some poor, unsuspecting girl. The last I heard, he had a crew of equally disreputable kids.
Well, darling, that was 2 generations ago. There's no reason to assume that this boy is a troublemaker.
Yeah, Barry must be, what, about 30 now? I suppose it's wrong to judge the man without seeing him, but my Aunt Em used to say you can't trust any of the Chicago crew.
Well, you told me more than once that your Aunt Em wasn't exactly a charitable soul.
Well, maybe we're going to find out what he's like, whether we want to or not. Young Barry sends his warmest greetings and informs us he's on his way to New York.
Oh? Why is he coming east?
It's not clear. Sounds like maybe he's in the boxing game. Maybe he thinks I've still got connections. Says he's the manager of somebody named Ken George Jones.
Hi.
Oh, hello there, Joseph.
Oh, Lou, upstairs. All right, take the downstairs door out there, okay?
Well, how's Siobhan doing?
Oh, I left her pretty happy. And I think what I'm going to say is going to please you, too.
talking to me?
It's all right. She just came in now. Thank you very much. Of course I'm talking to you. I've been trying to get you everywhere, calling for you.
How come?
Well, I had a little time to do some thinking, and I've decided that I've been very neglectful.
About me? Don't waste your time thinking about that. I made it to adulthood. I'm getting married tomorrow. You're off the hook.
Darling, don't do that. We've been disagreeing so much that it's getting to be second nature for both of us. But you have to admit, there have been times when we've been closer.
Not lately.
All right, well, then let's try to bring them back. Tomorrow is your wedding day. Now, I am not going to say that I don't have any misgivings about the marriage, but I'm thinking about what you said earlier, and I've decided that you were partly right.
Partly. Thanks a bunch.
About the time, Kim, and us sharing it.
I would have liked that.
Well, then let's try. Let's have a mother and daughter night. We'll do something special. I'll take you out to dinner, and we'll talk about plans and the wedding and the
We'll
future.
talk, or you'll try to talk me out of it.
You will talk, and I will listen as supportively and positively as I can.
Does sound kind of nice.
Come on, give me a try.
Okay.
Good. Good girl. Go get dressed.
Hello.
It's all set up.
Ray, where have you been?
I've been waiting for Kimberly.
Well, look, it's gotten awfully late. I hope I can still swing the arrangements.
Now, wait a minute. This was your idea, and I've set up things on my end.
All right, all right. I have a couple of calls to make. Now, if you don't hear from me in 5 minutes, you'll know I set up everything as planned. Then you take Kim to Lem's, and you get her to talk her head off.
Will do.
All right, good luck.
Hello?
Jillian?
Hi.
Honey, I know this is kind of short notice, but I really need to see you.
Why?
Well, I'm very concerned about Dee. Look, could you possibly have dinner with me tonight?
Well, actually, I could. Frank's working late. Oh, how about Greenberg's? I have a yen for pastrami.
I'd rather we went to Lem's. There's more privacy there.
Oh, that's true. Okay, Lem's is fine. Shall I meet you right now?
Well, give me about a half an hour. I'm not through here.
Okay, there's a stop I need to make anyway.
7:30?
Okay, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Good evening, Lem's.
Mrs. Lem, this is Roger Coleridge. Listen, I'd like a special favor from you. You know the partition that you sometimes set up for private parties, the business with the screen and the beads. Could you do that for me?
Hold on, Dr. Coleridge. Let me think. When would you like it?
Tonight, in half an hour.
Tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. We can't manage that on such short notice. It's a dinner hour now. So many customers.
I know it's a great deal to ask, Mrs. Lem, but it's terribly important. It's a matter of some delicacy, and I'd be extremely grateful. I'd send all my friends there. I mean, I already do.
All right, Doctor. I'll try to accommodate you. How many people in the party?
2.
2?
Yes, 2 on the far side of the partition. When Mrs. Ray Woodard and her daughter arrive, would you seat them there? And on the other side will be my sister and myself, and there's no need to mention the one party to the other.
I see. All right, Doctor. We'll do that.
Bless you. Thank you.
Lie, Jerry. Lie.
I'm severing my connections with my uncle. I've just told Siobhan.
Joseph,
This family's been damn good to me, especially you. Your support.
I never doubted the direction that you wanted to go in.
You both suffered a great deal because of me and my uncle.
Your wife has suffered too, which is more to the point.
I want you both to know that all along I honestly believed that Teaser could control things enough so it didn't touch Siobhan. He protected me from any involvement for so long, and I was sure I could do it for her. But I wanted it both ways.
Nobody gets it both ways, Joe. You should have known that.
Yeah, Johnny, you're right. I should have. I do now. The kidnapping, losing the baby, I guess it took something that big to make me understand that Siobhan was right in her ultimatum, that I can't make a life for both of us that has any connection with Tizo, so I'm choosing. And I'm choosing Siobhan and everything she represents.
What was your uncle's reaction to that?
Well, he wasn't too happy about it, but he loves the both of us.
Well, I'm sure that was as difficult for you as Siobhan's stand in the beginning was for her. But it's the best news you could possibly give us under the circumstances.
Well, I'm afraid there's a little bad news to tack onto that. Siobhan and I will have to go away for a while. We won't be able to be in touch.
Hey, go where?
That's something we can't even tell you, for your safety as well as ours. We'll have to lay low for a while, make sure everything's working, and then we can be in touch.
Well, how can we know that you're safe?
Well, there'll be a way for us to let you know.
Will you be able to come back?
I think so. I hope so.
Well, if that's the way it's got to be, I guess we'll manage it.
I'm sorry.
The main thing, Joseph, is that you've both put your marriage above everything else. And you're being honest with each other. Love will take care of the rest.
Well, that's what I want for us.
I know.
Well, all this happens when?
Well, we won't be leaving right away. I have some business to settle. My business, sell my boats, find a place for us to go. But my connection with Tizo is over as of now. That's the way Siobhan says it has to be.
Give me 2 months, Joey. 2 months. And in return, I'll get you out.
Hi.
Hello.
May I?
Of course.
So, it's official.
Right. I'm not sure what you say on such an occasion. Happy divorce decree?
Well, maybe I should say thank you to you, and you should say thank you to me.
Sounds right.
I got your message, and I appreciate your filing for the New York State divorce.
Oh, I want to thank you for your efforts, and Frank's. I mean, it made things go very smoothly in the Dominican Republic.
You realize this is the friendliest conversation we've had in 6 months?
I guess divorce agrees with us, huh?
I always told you it would. Tell me, do you think that marriage inevitably destroys friendships?
Only when the two people are mismatched to begin with.
Oh. Well, in that case, I wish you luck, my friend.
Let's not, okay?
Okay. I came here in the friendliest of spirits, wondering about that extraordinary invitation that I received to your wedding tomorrow.
Well, I suppose it is a little peculiar.
Seneca, it is off the wall. Do you really want me there? I can't believe you want Frank.
Yeah, I'd like to be friends with you sometime in the future. Is that possible?
I hope so. But as far as the two couples developing a foursome, I mean, double dates and having dinner at each other's homes.
No, you don't have to worry about that. See, my bride only does hors d'oeuvres and desserts.
How adorable.
Look, Jillian, obviously you don't have to be there. You know, although the invitation was genuine, and I'd rather like to have you on hand. And, well, Kim wants people she knows at the party.
Oh, now I'm getting a sense of it. So now it's what Kim wants.
Hey, did you come here to pick a fight?
No, I honestly did not. But I was puzzled, and now it's solved. You're amazing. And all that time we were together, you always had to make my decisions for me. You resisted every attempt for me to think for myself. And now baby Kim is running you as if she owns you.
Jillian, you really don't understand the situation.
You bet I don't. But I tell you one thing, it scares me. Under the circumstances, I realize you have to marry her.
No. Want to. I've wanted to marry her from the beginning.
But you knew better before she forced the situation.
You know, this conversation isn't as friendly.
Well, I still want you to listen to me anyway, for a change. I mean, consider how that very young girl has you exactly where she wants you.
Which obviously means it's exactly where I want to be.
You want to be a father. And I don't mean that in a cruel way. I, more than anyone else, know exactly where you're coming from.
Jillian, I fathered a child. I love the woman who is carrying it. Now, I already said that I accept the fact that Kim did it on purpose because of her enormous need.
And you're going to spend your lifetime trying to fulfill her needs?
Now, damn it, Jillian, butt out. Now, you say you're doing it out of concern. I don't buy that. I think you're still trying to score points in some battle that never seems to end between us.
Is that what you were doing, scoring points, when you stood between Frank and me? You weren't concerned for me? You weren't acting out for my best interests? I don't believe it. And as much as I resented your doing it, I understood that you thought it was the right thing to do. I'm not telling you not to marry Kimberly. I'm just expressing my opinion about the two of you and maybe trying to warn you.
Jillian, I don't want your opinion. I don't want your advice. And I don't want your analysis of my marriage. I don't want any input from you whatsoever concerning my personal life. Now, maybe it is out of caring. And maybe after a while, I will appreciate that fact. The caring, not the butting in. Now, I won't appreciate that under any circumstances.
Fine. I'll never say another word.
Thank you.
Still want me to come to the wedding?
If you want to.
It's crazy, but I do. And whether you believe it or not, I wish you all the happiness.
I wish you the same.
Neither one of us thinks the other's gonna get it.
See you tomorrow, huh?
You take care.
Mrs. Woodard, I have your table ready.
Thank you, Mrs. Lem. Oh, this is lovely, darling. My, how cozy. Well, Mrs. Lem, we are celebrating. My daughter is getting married tomorrow.
Oh, how nice. I hope you'll be very happy, Miss Harris.
Thank you. I intend to be. So I think the occasion calls for some of your best imported champagne.
Certainly.
And we'll wait a while to order. That's if it's all right with you, love? Fine. Mama. What's going on? What do you mean, dear? Love, darling, honey. Yesterday, I was immoral and probably generally rotten. I told you I've had time to think it over. That usually doesn't change your mind. Not so. You can be a very persuasive woman, Kimberly. Woman? That is a concession. Well, you deserve it. And you also deserve a lovely little wedding, which I have been planning in my head for several hours now, subject to your approval, of course.
Tell me. Mrs. Lem, do you have another table not so close to the door?
I'm sorry, all my other tables are reserved.
Well, I think we could manage. How about a bottle of plum wine to warm your spirits?
Oh, that sounds lovely. Thank you.
Look, Jill, Adam was having a session with Dee, and I'd really like a report. Do you mind if I call?
No, not at all.
You think it would be okay, not too crazy, if I did the hors d'oeuvres myself? Who made these hors d'oeuvres? The bride. Isn't she marvelous? Nobody'd know it was all I could make.
That and brownies.
Oh. You know, when I made those brownies, it was because I wanted you and Seneca together.
Well, the power of the subconscious is a very powerful thing. Actually, darling, thank you. I'm very glad that you finally realized that you wanted him for yourself.
If you two had gotten together, I'd have taken him away from you.
Not if I really wanted him.
Want to bet?
Now, that would have been an interesting battle. Maturity and experience versus youth and inventiveness.
With our compliments and congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't that sweet?
It's real. I'm getting married. You're not supposed to say congratulations to the bride, are you?
Well, darling, if ever a bride deserved congratulations, it was you. Now, to you. Your goals and your achievements.
You really don't think I'm rotten anymore, do you?
Well, let me put it to you this way. If you and Seneca really are going to be happy, then the end justifies the means, they say.
It does. It really does.
Tell me, when did you decide to engineer it?
Well, that's an awful word to use.
Okay, plan, manage, facilitate, whatever you want. It was a near genius.
It was a necessity. I knew Seneca loved me. I knew he wanted to marry me. The only thing I had to do was convince him that it was right.
And a sure way was the baby.
He loves children, and we'll have them someday. I could have gone right ahead
actually gotten pregnant, and I would have done that for him if I'd had to. But I just realized it'd be so much easier and so much simpler and faster if I just pretended, and it wouldn't hurt my career. Oh, I don't know, 5, 6 years, I'll have a baby. Maybe. Easiest thing in the world to fake a lab report. And I guess in a week or so, I'll find out that the lab made a mistake after all.
Seneca's going to be very disappointed.
Hey, honey, wait, what's wrong?
Roger, I'm sorry, but I just heard the most incredible thing. Look, I've got to get out of
All right,
here.
I'll be right with you.
This is what I think about flowers. You know, I've always really loved spring flowers and orange blossoms.
Head to Homeroom. Catch Beverly Hills 90210 weekdays at 5, only on SoapNet.